Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, uncovering the hidden treasures of our collective past. Today we set sail on the majestic voyages of Zheng He, the legendary Chinese admiral who traversed the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. As we delve into the fascinating story of Zheng He's expeditions, let us first anchor ourselves in the historical context that gave rise to these remarkable journeys. The early 15th century was a time of great transformation in China, with the Ming dynasty firmly established and seeking to expand its influence beyond its borders. In the year 1402, the Yongle Emperor, also known as Zhu Di, ascended to the throne, marking the beginning of a new era in Chinese history. It was during this period, in the year 1405, that Zheng He, a Muslim eunuch from Yunnan province, would begin his rise to prominence. We find ourselves in the bustling city of Nanjing, the capital of the Ming dynasty, where the emperor's court was abuzz with activity. The sound of hammering on metal and the smell of freshly cut wood filled the air as shipbuilders worked tirelessly to construct a fleet of majestic vessels. These ships, with their intricately carved wooden hulls and billowing sails, would soon set sail for distant lands, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of a nation. As we explore the origins of Zheng He's voyages, we must consider the role of key figures who shaped his early career. Admiral Zheng He, a seasoned naval commander, served as a mentor to Zheng He and helped him navigate the treacherous waters of the South China Sea. The emperor himself, Zhu Di, was instrumental in establishing the Ming dynasty's naval presence, recognizing the importance of maritime trade and exploration in securing China's position as a dominant world power. The year 1404 marked a significant turning point in Zheng He's life, as he was summoned to the imperial court to serve as a trusted advisor to the emperor. It was during this time that Zheng He began to formulate plans for a series of maritime expeditions designed to expand China's trade networks, spread Buddhist teachings, and assert the empire's dominance over the seas. As we prepare to embark on this journey with Zheng He, let us take a moment to appreciate the historical context in which these events unfolded. The early 15th century was a time of great upheaval and transformation, marked by the rise of powerful empires and the decline of others. The Ming dynasty, under the wise leadership of the Yongle Emperor, was poised to become a dominant world power, and Zheng He's voyages would play a significant role in securing this position. The city of Nanjing, with its impressive walls and bustling markets, was a hub of activity as merchants, sailors, and diplomats from all corners of the empire converged to share stories and exchange goods. The sound of laughter and conversation filled the air as people from diverse backgrounds came together, creating a vibrant tapestry of cultures that would shape the course of Chinese history. As we stand at the threshold of this new era in Chinese history, we are reminded of the awe-inspiring sights, sounds, and experiences that shaped the course of Zheng He's expeditions. The majestic ships, with their towering masts and billowing sails, would soon set sail for distant lands, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of a nation. Join me next as we embark on the most pivotal phase of Zheng He's career, a period marked by daring feats of navigation, cultural exchange, and the establishment of a maritime legacy that would resonate across the centuries. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey through the extraordinary voyages of Zheng He, the legendary Chinese admiral who left an indelible mark on the course of history. As we delve deeper into the story of his expeditions, we find ourselves at the pinnacle of his career, a period marked by daring feats of navigation, cultural exchange, and the establishment of a maritime legacy that would resonate across the centuries. It was during this time, in the early 15th century, that Zheng He's fleet, consisting of over 300 ships and more than 27,000 crew members, set sail for the Indian Ocean, bound for the distant shores of Southeast Asia, India, and East Africa. These voyages, which took place between 1405 and 1433, were a testament to the advanced naval technology and seafaring skills of the Chinese, who had developed innovative ships with multiple masts, watertight compartments, and sophisticated navigation instruments. As Zheng He's fleet sailed through the Strait of Malacca, they encountered a diverse array of cultures, including the Muslim kingdoms of Indonesia, the Hindu kingdoms of India, and the Christian kingdoms of East Africa. The Chinese admiral and his crew were met with a mixture of curiosity, suspicion, and admiration, as they brought with them exotic goods, such as silk, porcelain, and tea, which were highly prized by the local populations. One of the most significant achievements of Zheng He's voyages was the establishment of trade relationships with the kingdoms of Southeast Asia, particularly with the Kingdom of Malacca, which became a key hub for Chinese trade in the region. The Chinese also introduced new technologies, such as the compass, the astrolabe, and gunpowder, which had a profound impact on the development of navigation, astronomy, and warfare in these regions. Zheng He's voyages were not only driven by economic interests, but also by a desire to spread Buddhist teachings and to promote cultural exchange between China and the rest of the world. The Chinese admiral and his crew brought with them Buddhist monks, who established monasteries and temples in the regions they visited, introducing local populations to the teachings of the Buddha. As we explore this pivotal period in Zheng He's career, we are struck by the sheer scale and complexity of his expeditions, which involved careful planning, precise navigation, and meticulous diplomacy. The Chinese admiral had to navigate treacherous waters, avoid pirate attacks, and negotiate with local rulers, all while maintaining the integrity of his fleet and the loyalty of his crew. The legacy of Zheng He's voyages can be seen in the many cultures that were influenced by his expeditions. From the Chinese-influenced architecture of Southeast Asia to the Buddhist temples of India and East Africa. The Chinese admiral's achievements also had a profound impact on the development of maritime trade, navigation, and cultural exchange, paving the way for the age of exploration and the rise of European colonial empires. As we reach the end of this segment, we are reminded that Zheng He's voyages were not without their challenges and controversies. The Chinese admiral faced opposition from rival factions at court, who questioned the cost and value of his expeditions, and he had to navigate the complex web of alliances and rivalries between the kingdoms of Southeast Asia. Join me next as we explore the final chapter in the story of Zheng He's voyages, a period marked by decline, controversy, and legacy. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we conclude our journey through the extraordinary voyages of Zheng He, the legendary Chinese admiral who left an indelible mark on the course of history. As we delve into the final chapter of his story, we explore the factors that led to the decline of his expeditions, the controversy surrounding his legacy, and the enduring impact of his voyages on Chinese history and the world. The decline of Zheng He's expeditions began in the 1430s, when the Ming dynasty faced a series of challenges, including a devastating war with the Mongols, a severe economic crisis, and a growing conservative faction at court that opposed the admiral's expensive and ambitious voyages. In 1433, the Ming Emperor Xuande ordered the cessation of all maritime expeditions, citing the enormous cost and the need to focus on domestic issues. Despite the official end of his expeditions, Zheng He's legacy continued to inspire wonder and admiration in China and beyond. However, his voyages also sparked controversy, particularly among Chinese historians who question the value and impact of his achievements. Some argued that the expeditions were a waste of resources, while others saw them as a symbol of Chinese power and prestige. One of the most significant consequences of Zheng He's voyages was the introduction of new technologies, ideas, and cultures to China. The Admiral and his crew brought back exotic goods, such as spices, textiles, and precious stones, which had a profound impact on Chinese trade, art, and culture. They also introduced new navigational techniques, such as the use of the astrolabe and the compass, which revolutionized Chinese maritime exploration. The legacy of Zheng He's voyages can be seen in the many cultures that were influenced by his expeditions. In Southeast Asia, for example, Chinese-influenced architecture, art, and cuisine continue to thrive. In India and East Africa, Buddhist temples and monasteries established by Zheng He's crew remain important centers of worship and learning. In China, Zheng He's legacy has been the subject of intense debate and controversy. During the Qing dynasty, his voyages were seen as a symbol of Chinese power and prestige, while during the Republican era, they were viewed as a relic of imperialist expansion. Today, Zheng He is celebrated as a national hero, and his voyages are seen as a testament to China's rich maritime history and its contributions to global trade and cultural exchange. As we conclude our journey through the extraordinary voyages of Zheng He, we are reminded that his legacy extends far beyond the shores of China. His expeditions paved the way for the age of exploration, inspired European explorers such as Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus, and shaped the course of global trade, navigation, and cultural exchange. In the words of the Chinese historian Yi Konen, Zheng He's voyages were a remarkable achievement that demonstrated the power and sophistication of Chinese civilization. They opened up new trade routes, introduced new technologies, and promoted cultural exchange between China and the rest of the world. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of this extraordinary admiral, we are inspired by his vision, his courage, and his unwavering commitment to exploration and discovery. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.